Hello learners, today's topic of discussion is Ayurvedic formulation Bhashmas. Bhashma is a kind of a solid formulations and that can be directly used or that can be introduced in a churna or in a gutika form. So in this discussion we'll be discussing on the definition of Bhashmas, its preparation technique. We will also discuss about the standardization characteristics, storage and example of the Bhashmas. So let's see what is Bhashma. Bhashma is a kind of a powder substance obtained by the calcination process. So it's a powder of a substance obtained by the calcination process. Literally, the Bhashma means ashes. In Sanskrit, Bhashma means ashes. So in this specific discussion, we will be discuss about the Bhashma of the metals, minerals, and animal products, which are by special process calcined in the closed crucible or sharava in a peat and with cow dung cake. The entire burning process is known as puta. Although there are other methods of making Bhashmas are available, these are kupi pakka for Rasasindari preparations. But here we will discuss about the Bhashma prepared by the puta technique. So there are two kinds of two steps are available in the Bhashma preparation. One is the Shodhana, which denotes the purification, and Marana is the process of the oxidation and calcinations and burning. So first we will discuss about the first step of the Bhashma preparation, that is Shodhana. Shodhana means the process of purification in Ayurveda. So there are two kinds of purification. Generally in Bhashma preparation we will mainly concentrate on the purified mineral, metals and marine and animal products. So basically Bhashmas are prepared from these sources of drug, and mostly they are mineral in nature. So purification is very essential. So two kinds of purifications are observed. One is the chemical purification and another is the medicinal purification. For chemical preparation, it is actually related to the elimination of the foreign matters from the original drug, whereas in medicinal preparation, that includes the elimination of the harmful matter from the drug. If the drug is quite toxic, especially the metal drugs or animal drugs may be toxic, that is converted into the less toxic form, or the toxicity is totally nullified. And modification of the undesirable physical properties of the drug, conversion of the, and that is actually main motto of this particular formulation, to reduce the particle size and reducing the toxicity of this drug. That is mainly applicable for the metal origin drug, and reduction of the particle size leads to the more absorption and utilization of this drug in the body, and conversion of some of the characteristics of the drugs and the enhancement of the therapeutic action, thereby potentializing the drug. So this process includes the potentialization of this drug, medicinal purification. So there are two kinds of shodhanas are mentioned in Ayurvedic formulary of India. One is the Samanya Shodhana or general purification, which is applicable to a large number of metals or minerals, as hitting the thin shades of the metals and immersing them in toilo, means oil, a kind of a medicated oil. Takdo means the kind of a buttermilk or gomutra or cow urine, etc. And special type of Shodhana is also applicable, which is applicable only to certain drugs and in certain preparation. This Vishesha Shodhana or special type of Shodhana includes several types, and that may be the Bhavana, which includes the levigation process. The powder drug is levigated with certain Bhavaka Padartha or Bhavaka Drabha, and that is none other than some liquid which may be decoction, purified water, medicated oil or other liquids. Shedana means in Bhavana the levigation happened. Shedana means heating it, boiling it, boiling the drug. Nirvapana includes the heating of the drug, and that is after heating, after a high amount of heating, that is quenching with the certain liquid substances, medicated liquid substances. And Mardana is another levigation process. Generally the drug is triturated with some fatty substances. So after the purification, the major step involved to form the ash production or the Bhashma production, that includes several steps. The purified drug is put into the Khalva Jantra, which is a stone mortar pestle, and it is ground with juices of the specified plants or koshaya of the drug. Koshaya means decoction of the drug mentioned in the particular mineral or metal. So here the drug in a powdered form is levigated with the sufficient amount of the bhavak padartha or the liquid substances, that may be the kashaya or other juices, and ultimately to make a very thin paste using this pestle and mortar through trituration process. And after grinding, it is actually ground for the specified period of time. Then small cakes or chakrikas are made. So after getting this paste from this powdered drug, that paste is converted into a pellet or chakrikas or small cake-like structure. And the size and thickness of these cakes depends upon the heaviness of the drug. If the drug is quite heavier, then the thinner cakes should be prepared. And after this, the cake preparation of the cakes are dried well under the sunlight and placed in one single layer in a shallow earthen plates. Here you can see the shallow earthen plates, generally concave convex plate, sarava. And then that is closed with the another plate, and these two plates are sealed with a clay mayer's cloth in 7 consecutive layers, which is known as the Shandhi Vandhani, and that is dried. Then that should be placed in a puta. Puta is a concept of burning, or it's a kind of a cow dung cake made particular furnace. A peat is dug in an open place, and the diameter and the depth of the peat depends on the metal or minerals that is to be calcined. Half of the peat, so here you can see the schematic diagram of this peat. So half of this peat is full with cow dung cake. Then the sarava consisting of the chakrikas is placed, and the upper portion is again filled with the cow dung cakes. So after placing this sarava inside the cow dung cake under the puta, fire is put on in all 4 sides and in the middle of the peat, and after completion of the burning, it is allowed to cool itself completely in natural process. And here you can see the concrete made puta, and after burning the chakrikas are collected. Now that is converted into a semi bhashma, and then we can repeat this process, depends upon the the nature of the drug. So the earthen container is removed and the seal is opened and the contents are taken out. The medicine is ground into the fine powder into khalva. So after burning, that is again converted into a fine powder using the khalva jantra or the pestle mortar. And this process of triturating with the juice, making chakrikas and giving puta is repeated as many times as prescribed in the ancient text. So that may be a second time placing in the puta or 10 times placing in the puta depending upon the drugs. The putas are described under the different names. The size of the puta, generally this puta or this so-called furnace is actually a cubical shaped underground pit, and the number of cow dungs and the depth of the pit is totally depends upon the nature of the drugs that should be calcined, and depending upon the size, that may be the maha puta. This is the extra large puta. Gaja puta is the large puta. Baraha puta, baraha means swine puta. So this is a medium size puta, and smaller putas like kukkuta puta. Kukkuta means the hen, and kapata puta means the pigeon. So pigeon size or hen size putas are also available. These are under the small puta. So depending upon the drugs, the size of the puta and burning technique is applicable and is also selected. However, in modern Ayurvedic industry, they also calcine this drug in muffle furnace or other closed furnace with high temperature. Characteristic. Let's see the characteristic of the preparation. After burning this, the ashes are collected or bhasmas are collected. There should be no chandrika. The ashes should not contain any chandrika or metallic luster. So the term is nischandrika is used. And then when the powder bhasma is taken between the index finger and the thumb, and if we spread it, it should be so fine as to get easily into the finger lines. So the term is rekha purita is used. When a small amount of the bhasma or ashes is taken and sprayed on the cold and still water, it should float on the surface. That is characterized by the Sanskrit term baritaram. And the final characteristic is the bhasma should not revert into original state. So this is actually the oxide state rather than the original metal. So that should not be reverted to its original state. Bhasmas, unless otherwise specified in the individual formulation, are generally yellowish or black, pure white, grey, reddish black or red, and that all depending upon the nature of the marana or oxidation or calcination process and the nature of the drug itself. Bhasma should be stored or preserved in airtight glass or earthen container. Nowadays that is generally closed in a plastic container and preserved in plastic container, and they maintain their potency indefinitely. They have no characteristic taste. So these are the preliminary characteristics of the standardization of the bhasma. If the bhasma is prepared, they should fulfill all these characteristics. Apart from this, certain other parameters should be performed, that are foreign organic matter determination of the all kinds of ash value, total ash value, acid insoluble ash value, water soluble ash value, determination of the moisture content. Lawson drying method generally used for the determination of the moisture content, and also the elemental analysis is preferable. Along with that, heavy metals should not be present here in a high amount. Example of bhasmas are Loho bhasma, which is actually iron oxide, Naga bhasma lead oxide, Avrak bhasma mica, Sharna bhasma gold, Jashad bhasma zinc oxide. Thank you and happy learning.